What is up, you guys? It is me, RC 2001 Studios here, and today I am coming at you guys with another figure review, as you could see. And yeah, so I am gonna be getting back into my figure reviews. I only have to review like this figure and my my Bandai Creations GMK King Ghidorah, and I'm pretty much done for reviews. That is only if I get another figure, and I might be having a box day maybe. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say for that. And yeah, I might also be doing some more movie reviews and stuff like that. And I'm also glad that you guys like that what is it called? Trying to think. That Godzilla skit that I did, or that little Godzilla stop motion with the Family Guy voiceover. I'm really glad that you guys liked it. Although I didn't get a lot of feedback, which kind of stinks. I only got like one comment from Vincent Carrillo, so shout out to him, I guess, for commenting. And yeah. And I mean, I don't mean it in a bad way or anything, but it's just I like, reading your guys' comments and getting feedback, so it makes me improve on my videos and stuff like that. So as you can tell, today we are going to be reviewing the Bandai 1975 Mechagodzilla figure. So yeah, let's get started with the tag. Alright, so let's get started. So first off, I'm going to show you guys this figure's tag, since I got mine with the tag. And yeah, also another thing to note is that this figure is from the Movie Monster series. So he was reissued 2 times in the Movie Monster series. The first time, I believe, he came with a double-sided tag with a little catalog of all the other Godzilla figures you could get. And the second time he was reissued, I guess, or released, he came with a one-sided tag, and it had no pictures of any other Godzilla figures in it. So yeah, mine is the reissue. I could tell from this because the tag that my figure came with is a only one sheet tag. So yeah, but anyways, so on the front, let me just focus for you guys. On the front, we have a picture of Mechagodzilla 1975 with a little image of Godzilla 1975 on the side. 50th Godzilla sticker. Right there it says Movie Monster Series in Japanese, and it says Mechagodzilla 1975 Bandai. On the other side, it has a bunch of phone numbers, and then right here is your monster info. So apparently he's like 50 meters, and yeah, so yeah, if you get this figure and he comes with a single sheet tag, then that's a hint that this figure is a reissue. So yeah, mine is a reissue. And yeah, so that's pretty much the tag. Again, this kind of differs if you have the, I don't know, the original Movie Monster Series one, I guess, because that one, comes with a double-sided tag, plus it has the pictures of all the Godzillas. But if you have the reissue, then yours comes with a single sheet tag. So yeah, that's pretty much the tag, I guess. So yeah, let's get on with paint job, shall we? Okay, so now we're going to be talking about this figure's paint job. And yeah, so his color scheme is pretty much like, how a Mechagodzilla figure would be, I guess. This figure has, your grays and your silvers, pretty much all around the body and stuff like that. So yeah, it's pretty much like, a Mechagodzilla figure. What I mean by that is, you shouldn't expect him to be all rainbow colored or anything like that. He's just gray and silver. That's pretty much it. But there is some other color to him. For example, like in the eyes. The eyes are this orange color, red tongue. Also, of course, the MG2 thingy on his arm. Yeah, that's like the letters MG are painted in blue, and 2 is painted in orange. And also these things on the side of his head are like this red color. And yeah, so yeah, again, like I said, you shouldn't really expect a lot of, coloration on this figure, because he's just like gray and silver. And yeah, but for what it is, the paint job is actually really good. It's nicely painted and stuff like that. So yeah, now we're going to be talking about the articulation on this figure, shall we? Okay, so we're going to be talking about the articulation on this figure. So this figure has some pretty good articulation, but there is no tail articulation, but I can see why, since the tail is kind of sculpted with the torso, as you could kind of see. So yeah, there's no tail articulation, which is okay, you know. The waist makes up for it, and yeah, so I'm just gonna count off the points. So first off, the head can actually rotate 360. You just gotta pull up the head a little bit so it just doesn't rub against his back spine, and yeah. But yeah, I think that's pretty cool. It's kind of like a tribute to Mechagodzilla, since he always, you know, rotates his head 360, and yeah. The arms can rotate 360. Mine are a little stiff, but, you know, that's a good thing. You always want to have your figures to have stiff joints or rings and stuff like that. The legs can rotate 360 as well. Again, mine are stiff, so yeah. And there's no tail articulation, like I said, since the tail is sculpted with the torso. Or yeah, but Bandai did give us waist articulation. Man, I really gotta use force. Like I said, you guys, my figure is really stiff. So yeah, but I actually think it's cooler that Bandai gave this figure the ability to move his waist better than his tail, so you could actually get this figure in a lot of cool poses. Like, for example, you could get him in a pose like this or something. I don't know. You could put this figure in various poses like that and stuff like that. So yeah, this figure has a total of about 6 points of articulation, which is pretty good. And yeah, so now we're going to be talking about this figure's sculpt and detail. Okay, so now we're going to be talking about this figure's sculpt and detail. So the sculpt on this figure is absolutely amazing. I mean, just his head is so, you know, 100% movie accurate. I mean, just look at the head. It's nicely sculpted. It looks just like the head from the 1975 suit and stuff. I mean, just look at this figure's, like, body sculpt and his body mold and stuff like that. It just, like, his body, there's no proportion problems or anything like that. It just looks extremely accurate. Here, I'll even put up a picture of Mechagodzilla 1975 right here. So yeah, it looks pretty accurate, as you see next to the picture. And yeah. And also, another thing that I love about this figure is that there's these little, like, dents and, like, little bends on this figure. Like, these little dents and stuff. And Bandai did that so it makes this figure look like an actual suit. And what I mean by that is, you guys kind of see those little dents right there on, like, behind his leg and stuff. Even on this leg, look at that. It's, like, dented or, like, bent and stuff like that. Bandai did this, I think, so they could give the figure, I don't know, a realistic look or something, or to make it look like an actual, you know, guy in a suit. And I think that was a good idea. I mean, there's even, like, little bends and stuff on his arm and stuff you could kind of see behind his leg, though. But look at those little bends. They're actually, like, you know, done to make it look like this figure's representing a guy in a suit. And I thought that was an awesome little thing that Bandai did. That's just something I noticed the other day. And yeah, so detail. So the figure's detail, it's a Mechagodzilla figure, so, you know, you should expect the obvious. You're gonna have a bunch of little bolts and screws and stuff like that, but it's good for what it is, actually. Let's just take a look at the head. So the head has a lot of nice detail. You see those little bolts and stuff right there on the side of his head, like that. Also, another thing I really like is that the teeth are actually individually sculpted. They're not, you know, a piece of vinyl like on the top right here. They're actually sculpted. See, I really like that. You can see all these little bolts and stuff on his midsection, his arms. I really like his MG2 logo. Really cool. You have these nice little bolts right here on his leg. Nice bolts right here too. Also, another thing is that since this figure has a lot of nice bolts, like when you rub your fingers where the bolts are, it has a really nice texture and stuff like that. So yeah, this figure has a lot of nice detail. It's pretty good. You know, it has good robot detail, I should say. Yeah, really nice. I'm just gonna give you a 360 spin, since I don't have that little 360 spin anything or whatever. Yeah, I really like the spines as well. They look pretty movie accurate to me. And yeah, so sculpt the sculpt on this figure is actually really good. I mean, it just looks like Mechagodzilla 1975, like just without a doubt. This figure does have some nice details, and yeah. So now I'm gonna give you guys my final rating for this figure. Okay, so now I'm gonna give you guys my final thoughts on this figure. So my final thoughts. This is an amazing Bandai figure. It's a great, figure from the movie Monster series. The sculpt on this figure is 100% accurate. Either if it's the body mold or the head sculpt, everything about this figure is movie accurate. He does have some nice details, little bolts and screws and stuff like that, which is nice considering that this is, basically a robot figure or Mechagodzilla. And yeah, and I really like his paint job, even though if it's just a bunch of grays and silvers. His articulation's pretty cool, since you could get this guy in a bunch of different poses, like I have him demonstrated in this kind of, I don't know, surfing pose or something. I don't know. Not really sure on how to explain that, but yeah. Overall, I give this figure probably a 9 out of 10, because he's just a great looking figure, and he displays well in your collection. And yeah. And if you're wondering about sizing, wait, let me just move the tag. Hold on a bit. And if you're wondering about sizing, here's my Bandai Godzilla 1968 Godzilla, since he's my only Showa Godzilla. So yeah, they size up pretty good, I guess, since they're both 50 meters. Except Mechagodzilla is a little taller, but overall they size up pretty good. So yeah, if you have this figure, he'll size up good with him or something. I don't know. So yeah, this is a really nice figure, and yeah. So yeah, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this figure review. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.